Ralph W. Southernor from Wayne Alarm Systems. Welcome to Antique Hour. And we have an opportunity to spend some time with an old friend, really a pioneer of the industry. And so I'd like to introduce Charlie Booth. Charlie, welcome. And Charlie Darsch. And Charlie, as many know, I always tell the story that you've been alive. You've been in the business longer than I've been alive, so it's pretty amazing.
You must know that he's probably been in the business even longer than I have.
Really? That's amazing.
53 years.
Wow, that's incredible. So appreciate the opportunity to spend a little time with you, and we'll see you in a few moments.
Good afternoon. I'm Charlie Darsch. We have here Charlie Booth, one of the icons in the local industry. I'd like to have a few questions that we're going to ask Charlie. Charlie, how did you become interested in the alarm industry?
Well, I really had no interest in the industry. I got into it quite by accident. When I was in high school, I had an accounting courses in high school, and I thought that's what I was going to do when I graduated from high school. I did a variety of odd jobs here and there. Ended up in 1962, 63 as being an office manager for a local construction company, a one-man office, and building apartment buildings, etc. And we had a burglary on one of our job sites. And it was my responsibility to call up, find out what was available, if any alarm systems we could take from job site to job site. And opened up the yellow pages. There was about 10 companies available, and had a few salesmen come out and talk to me. And none of them had a product that I could take from job to job, that we could take from job to job.
Now, what year was that, Charlie?
That's about 62, 63, 1962 or 63. So one of the salesmen happened to have another automobile alarm that he had installed in his car. He told me to come outside. Of course, I didn't know what he was telling me until I got out there. He said, open the door to his car, and all of a sudden, the horn started to blare forth, and the lights would flash on and off. And that was my introduction to an automobile alarm. Never heard of it before. So I asked him where he got it, and he said Demco in New York. So I wrote to a Demco, got a catalog, ordered a few of these auto alarms, and I decided I'm going to go into business installing auto alarms at $69 each. I was making $2 an hour behind the desk. That was $80 a week. I figured do a couple of auto alarms a week and I'd be making more money, have more time for myself than sitting behind this desk. So I decided to do this part-time, called the phone company, got a phone number, and I formed a company called Suburban Theft Protection Services. So that's how I got involved with the alarm industry. I knew nothing about alarm systems, but I figured I could install auto alarms, and I installed a few, less than 6. Then a friend of mine in the clothing business had a store down at Square One Mall in Saugus when it was a very small plaza type of storefront. And he had a clothing store. His name was Henry Sugarman. Henry's Men's Shops. Charlie, can you put an alarm in my store for me? And I said, well, I haven't done it before, but because the Demco catalog that I had described the workings of an alarm system in the store. They had all the products there, and I could order it. So I installed the first alarm system for Henry. Came out fine. I actually put foil on the glass, key switch and all that, battery operated, and the system never had a false alarm. A few months later, the tenant next to him was S&H green stamps. You all remember S&H green stamps, the green stamps you put in the book. Well, they had a show place there. They had a burglary. So Henry recommended me. I put the alarm into that store, foiled all of the glass, big plate glass windows. Next thing you know, I'm doing all of the S&H green stamp stores in the greater Boston area. There was probably 8 or 10 of them. And they all had foil on the glass, a bell box outside, key switch, and
Was this just local alarm?
the local alarms, no connection to any, that was, you must remember that I knew nothing about the alarm industry. I always thought I was going to go into an accounting business, but suddenly I found myself in the alarm business, and I kind of liked it. And years went by. Well, I don't know how many years went by, but I got a call from the 7-Eleven stores, and I was called Boston Burglar from '65 onward. But,
Why would you change the name?
Well, okay, I'm glad you asked me that. People would trip over the name Suburban Theft Protection Services. People didn't know what I was selling. I wanted the name Burglar Alarm in there. And then I came up with the name Boston Burglar Alarm Company. It sounded like an old, reliable firm. I became Boston Burglar Alarm Company. Bought a page ad in the Yellow Pages, and at some point in time I was getting 10 calls a day.
Why were those ads larger than your competitors?
Yes, they were. The 2 or 3 competitors had 1/8 page ads. I was twice as large as anyone else, so evidently that influenced the 7-Eleven people. And when they came into town, they were actually open at 7 in the morning, closed at 11 at night. And I did all of their stores in the greater Boston area, went down to Marshfield on the south side, beyond Framingham on the west, and up into New Hampshire to Hampton Beach up that way. So I think I had around 30 stores that for the 7-Eleven stores. Now, the thing about the 7-Eleven stores, a lot of plate glass, a lot of foil, a lot of kids who would hang around the stores and they would pick the foil. Well, part of the agreement of renting alarm systems back in the 60s and 70s is that the service was free. So when the foil broke, we had to go out and repair the foil. Well, that pain in the neck, especially when there was deliberate damage, not by window washers, but by kids picking them. And I know one time I had to go all the way down to Marshfield at 8 o'clock at night to repair the foil break. I had to get back home again. My wife says, Marshfield just called, said the foil's broken again. And I had to drive all the way back. I got home at midnight. The happiest day in those times was when 7-Eleven food stores decided to go 24-hour, because that meant that I didn't have to repair foil anymore or maintain their alarm systems. So they really didn't need any alarm systems after that. So how did I get into the business? And that's how I got into the business.